So again, back again with another vlog, and I'm on my way home, well, to my car, from the entire day of doing math, pretty much. So I'm a bit tired, a bit worn out. I was expecting it to be really cold outside, but now that I'm here, it's not that bad. And also, I think I have a camera upside down now. There we go. So yeah, I'm on my way to the car. Luckily, it's warmed up, so no more shaking and shivering, although I am walking, so that's why the shaking probably. Ah, there she is. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to be setting up and, well, unlocking it. Okay, we're back. Don't mind me, I'm just going to put a bit of music on. Music. Can hear it. Turn the heater on. Still is cold. And now I'm not wearing my jacket, so there we go. Place need to pay attention. Exhaust is still loud. Doesn't have any valves, so why would it be quiet? Right. So, update. So yesterday, that is yesterday in addition to whenever I'm filming, which is now, Wednesday, the car has finally reached 204,000 kilometers total mileage. Well, not mileage, it's in kilometers, so not miles. Wow, the sun. That's what I don't like about the winter time. The sun is so low all day long. So it's pretty much always shining straight into your face when you're going in a certain direction. It always makes me go like, gee, thanks sun. Thank you very much for shining in my face. Now it's shining from exactly over there. There you go. Better. So now I've got to go home, do more homework. Some MATLAB. Make a program to determine what size the clutch is supposed to be. And you know, by clutch I mean clutch plate. Not the actual diaphragm and stuff like that, but just the clutch plate still. But still, not an easy task. especially when you consider that not everybody is paying attention, and you need to pay attention because you can't have a clutch that's 2 meters in diameter. Sorry, but the clutch isn't 2 meters in diameter. My car isn't 2 meters wide. Definitely, it's only 1 meter 20 high, so that's not going to fit. I'm sorry, it's not. That's from straight at me again. Come at me, bro. Kind of the sun idea from the sun. But yeah, more updates on the car. Well, it's, as I said, it has finally reached 204,000 kilometers. It's actually done right now. 204,082.1 kilometers. And it's still going strong. And also the past weekend I couldn't film it because it was just way too cold outside to do that. Is I have replaced 2 of the engine mounts. It has 4 engine mounts, one on the right, one on the left, and then 2 in the middle, one in front, one in the back. What happened was the one on the back and the one on the left are actually fine, but the one in the right, let me just tiny lower. Just because I don't have the space. But the one, stupid son, the one in the front was completely broken at the top, so the engine was just moving about like that. It still has that rattle. And the one on the right, speeding Polo, and the one on the right was getting dried out, so it was hanging a little bit as well, and it was dried out, so it was cracking. And when that happens, usually, I'm trying to heat it down, it's on its temperature. Usually, engine mounts don't really hold that much stress anymore. Has it changed the car? Well, about the one on the right, I don't really know. But the one in the front definitely helped. Usually when it just wanted and didn't want to go, like it is stationary idling while in gear, you go like, it still does that, but it has more of a spring to it. It's not like slamming on and off. It's more like it springs like a little bit more. It's just a little bit more comfortable. Also, it's better for the exhaust because the flexible pipe is doing that same motion. And it's not really designed to do it all the time. It is made to do some of it, but not all of it. Also, not every single time. You step on the gas or let off. Kind of unnecessary thing. For some reason, I can't really smell it now, but this morning I smelled burning oil in my car. No idea why. I don't know if it was my car or somebody else's car. I hope it's somebody else's car. And I didn't see all that much leaking on my my car. Also don't have any warning lights, so from what the ECU is telling me, it's all fine. There's nothing wrong. All pressure is good. Water temperature is good. Airbag works. Handbrake's off. Engine management system all works. Except it doesn't, really. I don't know if you can hear that, but I said it doesn't really all work, the engine management. Why? Because I happen to know that it has a fault in the engine knock sensor, which is probably why it's rattling that much. Well, the knock sensor is really expensive and really hard to get to, because when you're going from the bottom to get to it, there's a drive shaft in the way, and when you try to get it from the top, there's a manifold in the way. Inlet manifold, which is quite big. You can't really get past because it's all full of piping and wiring. Sharp edges, you cut your arm open. And it's not really a priority now. Fast golf. You're not allowed to do that speed. I know it's not very busy right now, but still, we're not allowed to do that speed. Why is pretty much always the German cars I see speeding and not abiding the law of the road? And I don't really mean Porsches though. Well, most Porsches. Like the 911s and stuff like that. They are fine. Because I don't really see them speeding. But it's more the big luxury Porsches, how is it called? Not the there's the Cayenne, I think it is, and the Panamera really. But also I don't really see the Panamera all that often, so usually it's the Cayenne. I see speeding. An Audi. And a French car. That's rare. Audi. So, yeah, usually German cars. One of the reasons I don't drive a German car, because police do tend to pay more attention to cars that have statistically a higher chance of not following the law. No, handling the cars, the car itself though, are good cars most of the time. I say most of the time because I have heard something about somebody's BMW who has, you got your heater, you like your engine coolant hoses, and they're connected to the radiator. Fairly simple, right? In my case, it is just a hose on an end on the radiator with a hose clamp, and that's pretty much all the parts for it. On that BMW, however, it was a hose on a piece that has to clamp in on the radiator, so you have an extra seal there, and those seals usually break. I mean, it's not bad trying to create a weak link somewhere where it's tend to break, where it's alright if it breaks there, because it can't do any damage. But usually in the cooling system, the weak link is the radiator cap. That's supposed to be the weak link, because when an engine gets too hot, that thing just opens up and it just blows a lot of steam off to get the pressure down again. So it doesn't just all of a sudden do boom and there's smoke everywhere. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think all manufacturers, everyone quite got the idea, didn't get the memo, so to speak. I know, probably owned by a company. I mean, I'm only doing barely the speed limit, but come on, show some respect, will ya? Fine, BMW. Yeah, sure, come by. I'm not in a hurry. No, why not? No, I'm allowed to go first because I have an e-drive. So my car is a hybrid. Don't care. All cars have the same value. Doesn't matter if you're driving a 80 horsepower piece of crap or a 1,000,000 horsepower supercar. In the wrong hands, a car is a lethal weapon. Don't ever forget that, people. As long as you have that in your head quite thoroughly, have it playing in the back of your head every time you're in your car, the chances of you being in an accident drop dramatically. I don't have any statistics to prove it, but that's my opinion about it. And other people would say the same. Reason why? Because if you know that for sure and have it in the back of your head every time that it is dangerous, when you're not doing it properly, you're going to pay more attention to actually doing it properly. Which, of course, reduces the chances of you getting in an accident. I mean, I can say that, like, don't text and drive and don't look at your phone and all that sort of thing, but I'm not really the person to tell you, because I have done them too. Thank you for sticking to my bumper, BMW. Thank you for finally taking some distance, so it's safe again. I want to go faster too, but I can't because there's another BMW in front of me. Then go over to the right, but they all drive slower over there, and that is really slowing down. A traffic jam? No, I don't think it is. Signs aren't on, and they're speeding up again. So I can go to the right now, because now there is finally some space. That is an annoying thing. That always when there's only one lane available to pass lorries, always the people who just are going just a bit faster than the lorries always want to pass. They're allowed to pass, so they will, but everyone who's going faster is getting held up behind it, so it creates sort of a fast-moving traffic jam, so to speak. And you don't really know what was the cause, until you passed it. Well, it's come on, come on, come on, arrest him, arrest him, arrest him. Speeding, speeding, speeding. Bigger speed. Nah, of course he doesn't. It's just a police van. Not a police vehicle, but a police van. Like one of those vans that put people in to go to the police station. Or cuffed, usually. I mean, I don't really know, I haven't seen it, but well, in real life I've seen it on television, YouTube, and that sort of thing. But more company vans pushing to my back. Oh my god. Please get out of the way. It's not please get out of the way, it's get out of the way, you piece of... That's also why you shouldn't be very close behind the one in front of you. Because they're always like, I want to pass, you piece of... Uh-oh. Emergency services. Still, they were going the other way, so... Probably another car accident again. Still quite a bit of respect for those people. People who drive in the emergency services cars, because they have to have a separate skill set for driving your car. Like a ambulance driver has to be fast but smooth. So usually on longer straights they I push it, but when there's a bump they slow right down to a speed you're like, really? This slow? Usually I go over this bump faster, but that's because I have somebody injured in the back and I can't just fly over it because then the person will end up getting more injured. Which isn't a good thing. So, I kind of get that. And with a fire truck, well, you can try and drive fast, but if you try to do it too fast, it will just flip over. So, and of course, police car too. It is a car, but it is a bit heavier than usual. Because of all the equipment I have to carry along, but we don't. I do, but I do carry some of the equipment along. But that's because I choose to. You know, like, I have a tow cable, I have starter cables, I have straps. And I have some tools, so I can pretty much get a car out of a position, and if a car just ends up with a dead battery on the side, so it just doesn't do anything anymore, I can even get it going again. Because the starter cables I have are not the ones for a tiny, tiny engine. They are actually designed to fit a modern day 5.5 liter petrol engine and a 3 liter turbo diesel. That's what they are made for. That's what they can handle without heating up. I mean, my battery can't take that, so I'm fine with that. I do think the right hand engine mount has done something, because it is slightly more pulling, a little bit more like, no, I want to go this way, no, I'm going to go that way, no, I want to go this way, kind of thing. I don't really like it, so whenever I get new tires, new rims, I am going to get a alignment. Why? Because it's not that expensive and it will save you tires in the long run. And of course handling. Because having your setup all wrong could cost you grip sideways grip in corners. And of course grip that way too. Which is kind of important, especially when you're braking. If you have to slam on the brakes because there's an accident in front of you, you want it to stop as quickly as possible. Usually when you slam on the brakes, you hope that the person behind you has seen it too and has started braking too. So there are no extra accidents. Unfortunately, not always the case. For example, if I slam on the brakes, any car with anti-lock brakes pretty much will pretty much beat me in deceleration. So if a car in front of me slams on the brakes, there won't actually be a whole lot I can do to prevent me from hitting him. A lot of people say, pump the brake pedal. That doesn't work. Only when it's really, really slippery and you want to have control. Then you need the wheels turning. Pumping the brakes while you don't have ABS just makes brakes on, brakes off, brakes on, brakes off, brakes on, brakes off. Or just brakes on. It kind of tells to me what would be the best thing in this kind of situation. It would be brakes on. Just plain and simple like that. Brakes on. And I'm almost home again. No traffic jams today. Well, it is 3 p.m. Yeah, 3 p.m. So probably the reason it isn't rush hour. But I am going to leave it off here because I don't know if you were noticing, but I was kind of wandering a lot around a bit. Meaning I've kind of like, I don't really know what to talk about anymore, so I'll just make something up. So that's the reason I'm leaving it off here. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. And I'll see you guys next time.